Hey guys, welcome to Punky's Pro Wrestling. This is Dark Side of the Ring. Paul Orndorff saving Mr. Wonderful. Paul had a rough, abusive upbringing. Very poor. He married his high school sweetheart when she became pregnant with their oldest son. Excuse me. Paul the third, I guess. Who was called Buzz. He had a rough time. He became addicted to drugs, was involved in crime. Paul and his wife ended up adopting Buzz's children. Paul went to college on a full football scholarship. He was drafted by the New Orleans Saints, where he played for 4 years. And he saw wrestling on TV and decided that's what he wanted to do. So he trained. And within 5 or 6 years, he was in the World Wrestling Federation at the top of the game. Because he was just that good. He was natural. Okay. In 1983, he went to the World Wrestling Federation along with several others. He ended up main eventing WrestleMania, working with and against Hulk Hogan. Sometime during this time, his wife, Rhonda, was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis and became addicted to pain medication. Excuse me. Which unfortunately was common for people with RA. Because there wasn't a lot that could be done. Back then, aside from prescribing a lot of meds, because they didn't have the kinds of medications and treatments that they have today. Excuse me. Paul had a nerve injury to his neck and to his arm, which atrophied his right arm. And you could see the difference in size between the two arms. And he continued to wrestle through it for quite a while. He retired. Opened a bowling alley. And unfortunately, his financial person that got him into the bowling alley stole his money. So he was wrestling on the independents a little bit. WCW said, "Why don't you come in and work for us?" So he did, and he didn't work long. He retired again, began training at WCW's training center, the power plant. And they said, "We need you to get in the ring with your students." He's kind of like, "I really don't want to get in the ring at this point." But they had him get in the ring with his students, which caused a severe neck injury that he never fully recovered from. And that was while he was protecting a student who was taking his pile driver and messed up. The student messed up. It wasn't long after that he developed dementia. And he'd gone to the hospital with pneumonia. It was during COVID. And his wife refused to bring him home. At this point, not only is she on pain medication for her RA, now she's on meth somehow. And his son said, "So I'll take him home." I said, "But you're not his next of kin, technically." And he couldn't get social workers from the hospital to talk to him. So he made a video showing everyone the condition that his father was in. And a lot of the wrestlers were mad at him at first. And when he explained, "I'm not exploiting my father. I'm doing this out of love. I want him home with me, where I can care for him because he's not being cared for. He hasn't been being cared for by my mother, even when he was home. And now he's been abandoned in a hospital when he's ready to be released. But they can't release him because they have no place to release him to." So that got the social worker's attention, and the social worker arranged for him to take his father home. His father got to spend the end of his life with Travis's family. The kids that he raised would come and visit him, his oldest son, Buzz's kids. And his wife would come and see him. They were married 53 years. Paul passed away in 2021, and his wife passed away in 2025. It was sad. Like I said, wrestlers were mad until they realized where Travis's heart was. Wrestlers involved in this particular one were Jim Cornette, B. Brian Blair, Double A. Arn Anderson, who else? Excuse me. Oh, Jerry Briscoe. I always like to tell you who was involved if you haven't seen the episodes, you know? So, yeah. Excuse me. Anyone else? I think that's it. Excuse me. And like I said, his son Travis. So, they did show clips of a shoot interview with Paul, which was nice. I thought overall it was very respectful, honest telling of his story. He did self-medicate a little bit, which they talked about, but they didn't stress it too much because it wasn't, you know, a huge part of his story or anything. Thank you so much for listening to this. My surgery is November 2nd, so it will not interfere with the rest of Dark Side of the Ring. There are 2 more episodes to go. Missy Hyatt and Zach Gowen. Next week is Missy Hyatt. The following week is the finale, Zach Gowen. Missy Hyatt's going to be interesting. That is a train wreck. So, they call it the Walking Riot, Missy Hyatt. So, and when it's over, I'll give you a list of ones I would like to see. So, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you next week. God bless you. Please consider subscribing and hyping. I don't know if you need a certain number of subscribers to hype. To have a hype button. So I don't know if this channel does. My nose is blocked. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. That's why I sound like Dopey the Dwarf. Bye, guys. God bless you. Oops. I'll see you next week.